Just now we have done true fruit and the false fruit. There is one category of fruit also that is known as parthenocarpic fruit. What are parthenocarpic fruits? When a fruit is formed without the process of fertilization, then this is called a parthenocarpic fruit. In such fruit, there is no seed formation because the process of fertilization hasn't occurred. For example, in banana, grapes. Now the question is, how can a fruit be formed without the process of fertilization? Because just now we have done that only a fertilized ovary is going to develop into fruit. But sometime a fruit can be formed or ovary can directly form into fruit without the process of fertilization when growth hormones are applied on it. So why we are doing this process, or what is the advantage of this process when we say that the seed are very important? In some cases, seeds present in the fruit may be annoying. For example, say in grapes, in orange, in banana, always seedless fruits are preferred. Or there are certain food processing industries. For them also, seeds present inside the fruit, they are creating nuisance. So in those industries also, parthenocarpic fruits are preferred. Another mechanism that is shown by the fruit is apomixis. Apomixis that mimic sexual reproduction. Apo means without, mixes, mixing. So when a fruit is formed without fertilizing the gametes, when gamete fertilization is not there, then the process is called apomixis. Simultaneously, I am also saying that this is mimicking sexual reproduction. It means instead of gametes, two other cells may fuse and that develop into embryo, and this is going to form the seeds. So the difference between parthenocarpy and apomixis seed is that in this process no seed formation, but in this process seed formation is there. In this process there is no fertilization. In this case, two cells are fusing. These two cells may be the two antipodal cells, or sometimes this may happen that the surrounding cell of the embryo sac, they may also protrude inside the embryo sac, and then they start developing there. And when this is the case, when more than one nucellar cell, this is going inside the embryo sac and that is developing into embryo, in that case there may be more than one embryo in one seed. Do you agree? I am saying in the same embryo sac, more than one nucellar cell is going inside and developing into embryo, because nucellar cell itself is diploid. There is no need of any fertilization now. Directly they are developing into embryo. So in such cases, there may be more than one embryo in one ovule, and this is called polyembryony. So polyembryony is one feature of apomixis, and this you can observe in certain cases of citrus plants. Otherwise, apomixis process is common in Asteraceae family. Does this process has any advantage? Yes. You must have heard about the hybridized seeds. You know that the green revolution, this was possible only because of the process of hybridization, and in green revolution many high yielding varieties were formed by permutation combination of these different varieties of the plants. And so hybrid seeds were formed. But there is one problem with the hybrid seed, that when you grow directly them in the next generation, then there is segregation of traits and you may not get the trait that you want. So this is the reason that these hybrid seeds, they have to be developed every season, and so the process is costly, and this cost is forwarded to farmers. But if we can develop a process in which hybridized seeds can be developed into apomixed seed, then there will not be any segregation of the traits. So this process can prove advantageous to farmers. Is that clear? What is apomixis and the difference between the apomixis and the parthenocarpy fruit? I think you should note down in your notebooks what are the differences between the parthenocarpy and apomixis.